Psychic stocks. Belief shapes finance.
All right, let's dive into something pretty interesting today, something you don't always think about together. Tarot and finance. I have to say, the stuff you sent over articles and notes really got me thinking, so let's unpack this.
It's a pretty cool connection when you think about it. You know, there's a surprisingly deep history there going way back.
Okay, so we're talking about those cards with all the mysterious imagery, tarot cards, and how they might actually be useful in something like personal finance. I gotta say, I'm curious, but also a little skeptical.
Haha, I get that. Well, maybe a good place to start is that in 15th century Europe, tarot wasn't seen as this, mystical thing like it is today. It was a card game, actually, especially for the elite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, especially popular with wealthy Italian families. Some even commissioned their own decks, like a status symbol kind of thing. Super fancy. Some even had gold leaf and intricate artwork.
Wow, so tarot was kind of like the Renaissance version of having a gold-plated smartphone today. But I'm guessing it's more than just a rich person's hobby.
To really get the connection between tarot and finance, we got to look at the bigger picture. Think Renaissance, massive economic and social changes everywhere. We're talking rise of merchant capitalism, people rediscovering old knowledge, the arts booming. All of that shaped how people saw wealth and fortune.
So even though those early tarot cards weren't specifically about money, they were being used in a world that was going through this huge financial shift. That's a pretty fascinating backdrop.
Exactly. And some cards, like the Wheel of Fortune, that's part of the major arcana, those major players in tarot, representing those big universal energies, they actually hint at how unpredictable wealth can be. Like, think about Fortuna, that Roman goddess of fortune. She was powerful, a reminder that fate could change just like that, kind of like spinning a wheel. And that totally resonated with all the merchants and traders back then, people who dealt with risks every day.
Yeah, I see that. The Wheel of Fortune, almost like an early form of risk management. Going up and down, you got to be ready for anything. So how did that idea of fortune and fate, how did it evolve within tarot as it went from, rich people's game to a more mystical tool?
It's like tarot started absorbing all those worries and hopes people had about wealth. The imagery gets more complex, interpretations start having these philosophical and spiritual layers to them. The Wheel of Fortune, for instance, becomes more than just luck up and down. It symbolizes cycles in life, the flow of energy, how everything's connected. The shift shows how interested people were becoming in the occult and trying to understand destiny and stuff.
So tarot is like a mirror reflecting how society was thinking about money, power, fate, the whole thing.
Exactly. And the major arcana, with all its symbolism, it gave a powerful way to explore those ideas. Let's look at some specific cards that have this financial undertone. We talked about the Wheel of Fortune, right? The cyclical nature of things. But if we really look at the images, there's even more to learn. Often there are figures going up and down the wheel, showing those who gain wealth and power and those who lose it all. It's like, hey, even when things seem steady, change is going to come. This constant movement, it reminds us that in finance, you've got to be ready for both good times and bad. Diversify, stay adaptable to the market.
Yeah, it's that whole what goes up must come down thing. But for money, Wheel of Fortune says, hey, stay grounded, don't get too attached to the wins and the losses, it's all temporary. So what about other major arcana cards with financial meanings? I'm curious about the Devil. That one always feels a little intense.
Ugh, the Devil. Gets a bad reputation, but for finances, it's got some really good insights. It's the darker side of wealth. Greed, materialism, just wanting more and more. It's warning us about being slaves to those desires and the dangers of chasing wealth if it means being unethical.
Yeah, it's that money is the root of all evil idea. I mean, not that money's bad, but being obsessed with it is where the problems start.
Totally. The Devil is asking us, why do you want wealth? Is it for security, well-being, or is it for power and status? It also shows how unchecked ambition can hurt you. You see those figures in the Devil card, often they're chained, bound, lost their freedom. That's how many people feel with debt or wanting stuff all the time.
Like they're on a financial treadmill going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
The Devil says, check your financial blind spots, don't sacrifice your values for money.
The Tower definitely gets your attention, that's for sure. It's all about big change, disruptions, the unexpected, chaos, loss, that kind of thing. For money, it could mean markets crashing, economies tanking, losing your job, surprise expenses, stuff that shakes you up and makes you rethink your whole financial situation.
It's that feeling of the rug being pulled out from under you, like with a market crash. You think things are safe and then boom, everything changes.
Exactly. And while the Tower seems negative, it's not just about destruction. It can be about clearing out the old so something new can begin. Sometimes those big shakeups, as painful as they are what we need to break free from bad financial habits.
So it's a wake-up call, like, hey, deal with reality, rebuild something stronger. It's not about being scared of change. It's about learning to adapt and be resilient. That's powerful, especially when it comes to finances. Speaking of resilience, what about the star card? That one's always felt really hopeful and inspiring.
It's a beautiful card. It's about hope, starting fresh, healing. Often shows up after tough times, offering guidance and inspiration. For money, the star could mean recovering after a setback, new opportunities coming up, or finding a renewed purpose in how you handle money.
Yeah, I love the imagery. A guiding light in the dark, like hope coming out of chaos.
It's a reminder that even when things are rough, there's always potential for growth. The star is saying, trust yourself, believe in your ability to build a better future, listen to your gut when it comes to finances. It's about vision, about aligning what you do with your values.
It's like the stars telling us, stay optimistic. Even with financial challenges, remember that you have the strength to get through anything.
You got it. Now we've been talking major arcana, those big energies, but let's move to the Suit of Pentacles, the one directly linked to money.
Suit of Pentacles, huh? Sounds like we're really getting down to business now.
Yeah, this is all about the real world, the stuff you can see and touch. Money, work, resources, property, all those things that build material security, wealth, Grounded in that earth element, all about practicality, stability, abundance.
It's like the foundation of our financial lives, right?
Yeah.
The basics that keep everything running.
Exactly. And each card in the Pentacles, they each show a different way we deal with money, how we get it, how we think about it. Let's start with that Ace of Pentacles, often seen as a symbol of new beginnings when it comes to money.
Okay.
A fresh start, could be a new job, a good investment, or even that spark of a great business idea.
So not just money coming in, but like the potential to build something from it, something lasting.
Right. Often you see a hand coming out of the clouds holding a gold coin. It's like saying abundance is there, but you got to work for it. It's that invitation to plant the seeds for a good financial life and really nurture them.
Like making that first investment or finally getting serious about a budget. It's that commitment to building a solid future.
Now, on the other side, there's the Five of Pentacles. This one often brings up those tough feelings of hardship, not having enough. You usually see figures struggling, maybe facing poverty, some kind of loss.
Yeah, the imagery can be pretty harsh. It makes you think about those times when you feel like you don't have enough. You're just trying to get by.
Exactly. It's those real challenges people have with money, feeling vulnerable, insecure, even left out because of financial stress.
Yeah, like a reminder that financial stability isn't something everyone has. A lot of people struggle just to cover the basics.
Absolutely. And it's important that we see those struggles and support those who are going through it. But even in the Five of Pentacles, there's a little bit of hope. Some decks show a window with light shining through in the background, like a safe place or a sign that help is out there.
Oh, I see. Like saying even when things are at their worst, there's always some help available. There's a light, guiding you toward a better future.
Right. That light could be anything. Someone being kind, government assistance, community help, or even just the strength people have inside. The Five of Pentacles tells us it's okay to ask for help when you need it, you're not alone, and even when it's hard, there's always a way to heal and recover.
It's good to hear that, especially because sometimes people feel ashamed when they're having money problems. Now let's go to a card that feels like the opposite. The Ten of Pentacles. I've always seen this as a card of abundance, having a legacy, and long-term stability with money.
You got it. The Ten of Pentacles is like all your financial efforts paying off. That feeling of security and prosperity that often goes beyond just one person. You often see a family, different generations, enjoying their wealth, suggesting a legacy that's been built and passed down.
So it's not just about your own wealth. It's about creating something that benefits future generations.
Yeah.
Building something strong that can last through anything.
That's it. It's about planning for the long term, putting your money in things that grow in value over time, creating wealth that lasts for generations. It's like a reminder that real financial well-being isn't about just having a lot of money. It's about using it wisely to create something that lasts way beyond your own lifetime.
It's a powerful image of security and abundance, like building a castle that can stand the test of time, giving shelter and stability to generations to come. But how are people using tarot today to think about personal finances, global markets, even investment strategies?
It's interesting, in the past, people might have gone to astrologers or oracles for money advice. Today, there are more and more people, even financial pros, using tarot in their decision making.
Wait, so people are actually using tarot cards to make financial decisions?
Not literally, of course. No one's saying just pick stocks based on a card reading. But tarot can help you understand your beliefs about money, how you act with it, and even see those big market trends and economic cycles in a new way.
So it's more about knowing yourself better, making sure your actions match your financial goals. Using tarot as a tool to reflect and plan strategically.
Exactly. Let's say you're thinking about a big investment. You could use tarot to see what's motivating you. Are you just scared of missing out? Are you just wanting to make a quick buck? Or do you really believe in what you're investing in for the long term?
I like that. It's like tarot is helping you spot those financial blind spots, making sure you're making decisions that fit with your values and goals.
Exactly. And it can help you understand those market trends in a more intuitive way. For example, that Wheel of Fortune, it might say things are going to be volatile, unpredictable. The Tower could mean a market correction is coming. They don't give you specific dates or anything, but you get a feel for the overall energy.
So using tarot like a tool for insight and reflection, not like a crystal ball to predict the future.
Totally. It's about blending that intuitive tarot wisdom with the practical knowledge you have about finances. You get this more holistic, empowered approach to money. And that brings us to something special we've made just for you, our listener. It's a custom tarot spread to give you a unique view of your own financial situation.
It's like a personalized deep dive into your financial energy, building on everything we've talked about so far.
Right. We call it the coin constellation because it's 5 cards in a circle showing how finances flow in cycles, how everything's connected. Think of it as a map to help you understand where you are financially right now, what challenges and opportunities are there, and what your long-term goals might be.
This is awesome. Can you walk us through it? How does it work, and what can we learn from it?
Let's picture a 5-pointed star inside a circle. Each point on that star is a different part of your financial journey.
I'm picturing it. So what do those points stand for?
That top point, we call it the North Point, it's your current position. This card shows the overall energy affecting your money right now. Could be a mindset, something that just happened, or a big theme that's shaping your financial reality at this moment.
So it's like the starting point of the reading, giving you a snapshot of where your finances are at right now.
Right on. Going clockwise, we hit the East Point, and that's your income flow. This card is all about how money's coming to you, your sources of income, and any patterns or blockages in your cash flow.
So this card could tell you if your income's stable, growing, or stuck. Maybe reveals places where you could earn more, or things that are holding you back financially.
You got it. Now, moving down to that South Point, we have the Challenges card. This one highlights anything holding back your financial growth. Could be fear, debt, bad spending habits, even not knowing enough about finances.
I can see cards like the Devil or 5 of Pentacles showing up here, representing those internal things or external forces that keep us stuck financially.
Definitely possible. But remember, even challenging cards have something to teach us. It's about spotting those challenges and finding healthy ways to deal with them. Over at the West Point, we've got the Opportunities card. This one shows where you could grow financially. A new job, an investment, a creative project that brings in money, even a change in how you think that opens up new doors.
So this is where we see those seeds of abundance, right? Those sparks of possibility that can lead to financial breakthroughs.
Exactly. The Opportunities card encourages us to try new things, take smart risks, and believe in ourselves to create a more abundant future. And lastly, we get to the center of that circle, the heart of the coin constellation. This card is your foundation. It's all about those long-term strategies, the habits and beliefs that create a secure financial future. Could be building up savings, investing wisely, or developing a mindset of abundance and gratitude.
So building a sustainable financial system, a strong base for your financial dreams. This spread is so cool. I'm already thinking about what insights it could give.
I'm glad you like it. It's a great tool for self-reflection and planning. And remember, while the spread gives you a framework, your intuition is what matters most. Trust your gut as you read the cards and apply them to your own financial journey.
I love that spread, the coin constellation. It's really insightful. I can totally see how it could help someone really map out their financial journey and make smarter choices.
It makes you really think you're not just taking in info, you're actually part of figuring things out, shaping how you handle money.
Yeah, it's like you're having a conversation with your finances. Those cards, they're like a language to explore your beliefs, what drives you, and all the paths you could take.
Exactly. And like we've been saying, it's not about tarot predicting the future or anything like that. It's not a replacement for good financial advice.
Right. It's about using that intuitive wisdom from tarot along with practical financial knowledge. That way you get this well-rounded approach to managing money.
It's like having a financial advisor and a life coach all in one, helping you make choices that match your values and create a future that feels both successful and fulfilling, you know?
That's a perfect way to put it. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into tarot and finance, I want to leave our listener with something to think about, a question to really ponder.
Oh, I love these final thoughts. They always get you going. What is it?
If you could ask the tarot just one question about your financial future, what would it be? What's that burning question that keeps you up at night? Or maybe it's something that drives your financial goals.
That is a fantastic question. It really makes you dig deep. Maybe it's, what's the biggest thing I can do right now to feel financially secure? Or what opportunities are out there that I haven't even noticed?
Or maybe something more specific to you, like how can I use my skills and talents to make more money? Or what are the big money lessons I need to learn in life?
There are so many possibilities. The important thing is to be open-minded when you ask and be ready to hear what the cards have to say.
And even if you don't have a tarot deck handy, you can still think about the symbols and ideas we talked about today. Use them in your journal, when you're meditating, or just take a quiet moment to reflect on your connection with money.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, tarot is about knowing yourself better, having that power to make changes.
Psychic Stocks. Belief shapes finance.